Welcome to a world of laughs where humor knows no bounds. Enjoyed your stay? Subscribe, hit like, and keep the chuckles coming. Remember, laughter is timeless.
There was once a woman who was very ill lying on her bed, aware that her time was drawing near in a moment of solemnity. She looked at her husband, who was sitting by her side, holding her hand. With a weak voice, she asked him a heartfelt question. "Honey, if I die, how long will it take you before you marry another wife?" The husband, deeply moved by her question, looked into her eyes and replied with earnest, "I would wait until your grave becomes dry, my love." The woman, seeking reassurance, pressed further, "Are you promising me?" This the husband, to comfort her, responded softly but firmly, "Of course, darling. I promise you." Time passed, and sadly, the woman passed away true to his word. Her husband started visiting her grave every single day. He was a constant presence there, rain or shine, for an entire year. Yet no matter how much time passed, he noticed that her grave remained wet. It never dried up, which puzzled and saddened him deeply, as he'd made a promise to his late wife then. When he made his usual visit to the graveyard, he found his late wife's brother Jason at her grave, surprised and curious. He asked him, "Jason, what are you doing here?" Jason looked up and replied, with a sense of duty in his voice, "I'm fulfilling the wish of my only sister before she died. She asked me to make sure I come here every day to wet her grave." In a bustling store, a man was suddenly struck by a severe heart attack. He collapsed onto the floor, causing immediate concern among the other shoppers and store employees. One quick-thinking store clerk didn't waste a moment and immediately dialed. 11 paramedics arrived swiftly at the scene. They rushed the man to the nearest hospital, where he was immediately taken into surgery. The doctors performed an emergency open-heart bypass in an attempt to save his life. Following the surgery, the man regained consciousness, to find himself in a hospital room under the care of nuns in a Catholic hospital. The environment was serene, and he could feel the dedication and care that permeated the place. Beside his bed sat Anun. She held a clipboard loaded with paperwork and a pen in her hand. She looked at him and began asking about his financial situation, as the cost of his treatment needed to be addressed. "Do you have health insurance?" she inquired. Gently, the man, still weak from his ordeal, managed to answer in a raspy voice, "No health insurance." The man-faced continued with her questions. "Do you have any money saved in the bank again?" The man replied, somewhat embarrassed. "No money in the bank, trying to explore all possible options," the nun said. "Do you have any relatives who could assist you with the payments?" The man thought for a moment and then said, "I have only one close relative, a sister. But she is a spinster and also a nun." Upon hearing this, the nun's demeanor changed slightly. She seemed a bit irritated and wanted to correct a common misconception. She announced quite firmly, "Nuns are not spinsters. Nuns are married to God." The patient replied, "Perfect then. Please send the bill to my brother-in-law."